history. You hear about this and you read about that. I don't want to look at Grumpy Cat. This is how to watch TV. What's that I hear? You hear the lost finale. It's not your fault that you can't see what we see. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
With Joel and Jeremy. My name is Joel. With me, as always, Jeremy Vasitis.
How you doing?
I don't know why he gets a last name and I don't.
Oh, well, because nobody cares about your last name.
Whatever. So
anyway,
go on.
We're brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You check out all of our social media handles and all that stuff at thisishowtowatchtv.com.
Yep.
If you want to email us questions or talk to us directly, you can contact us at any of those handles or thisishowtowatchtv@gmail.com.
Also correct.
What did we watch this week, Joel?
What did we watch? What to watch, what not to watch. Fast and the Furious 7. Watch it. Great.
Yeah?
Yes. I did the Paul Walker stuff. I knew that they had to like figure out a way to write him out. It wasn't as like.
Well, don't spoil it for me.
No. I'm
know.
not going to tell you about it, but my feeling on it, like I didn't feel as
well,
emotional as I figured it was
the last two, 5 and 6, were both really good.
Absolutely. When
they
The
were
Rock
really
came
good.
in,
Yeah.
it became great again.
Yes.
1 was great. 5 was great. 6 was really good. 7 was pretty good too. It's right up there.
Okay.
Some of the
All
stuff
right.
in it is amazing.
Furious 7, check it out. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got to suspend
Missandei
disbelief
is
when
in
you
it.
watch.
Missandei from Game of Thrones.
Missandei?
Missandei,
Okay,
yeah.
I know who you're talking
it
about.
autocorrects.
But no, I know who you're talking about.
With the hair.
Khaleesi's right hand chick.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, she's in it.
All right.
Pretty big part.
Okay.
The other stuff
It's
I
cool to
watched.
see TV actors get into movies, but anymore, it's cooler to see movie actors get into TV, right?
Because the stories end up being better.
Yeah.
I watched Community. It was Garrett's wedding to Dan Harmon's wife.
Yeah, I'm 2 episodes behind on Community, so be careful.
No, that was just like the preview of it.
I gotta catch up. That's my bad.
Watch that. It's getting better, and it's a damn shame that there's only one episode left.
So what's that? 13?
This one's 12. There'll be 13.
By the time we're done. Okay.
But look for the girl look for Annie wearing a purple, like old school Annie top and skirt, because
that's what you referenced. Okay.
The girl that showed up at the Harmontown show, check it out, and she got to pick out the outfit from a very select group of stuff. Apparently, she came in afterwards and kind of told them that it kind of didn't go as she planned. That she thought she'd just be able to tell them an outfit, and it didn't work that way. That they like gave her 2 choices to pick from, and it was like, well, that's not even purple. You know what I mean? Just like the costume.
So they didn't. You know what? Stuff like that always works out like that, where it ends up not being as great as you imagined it. That was really important to her, and it kind of fell flat then, right?
Yeah. But anyways, check for that. That was good. I watched a lot of wrestling this week. I'll bust through all 3. Raw, Elimination Chamber was last night, and NXT on Wednesday. NXT is the best show of the week of wrestling. Check it out. They got a bunch of new people on there that are kicking ass. Kevin Owens came on, and you don't know who I'm talking about, but John Cena, he fought John Cena. He came in and beat John Cena clean. It was pretty fucking spectacular. Like, he's seemingly a nobody to the audience, and just watch it. It's really good stuff going right now.
I don't watch it.
They're basing it more like reality.
Whenever I watch it, I come over here and watch it when you're getting into it and stuff like that. And
even
I
the
used to
Daniel
watch it when
Bryan
I was a
stuff,
kid, but yeah, that was interesting.
That was good, but that's.
Is it faded away now? It's gone?
Well, he keeps getting injured.
Shit.
Yeah, he had to just vacate 2 titles, the world title last year and the Intercontinental title this year.
Because
he won them both at Mania, and then he had to. It sucks. He's out right now. So, but I mean, the pay-per-view was really good last night. Get the WWE Network. That's what you should be watching. If you like wrestling at all or on the fence on it, they're doing like some more realistic stuff where the people just kind of get to be themselves. You know what I mean? Like, they're not putting on this, raw, now I'm putting on a voice for my promo. I'm this guy. You know what I mean? They're just, like, talking like regular people.
Well, they've been doing that for a while,
but
haven't they?
But they've been, like, for instance,
Since
this
the
guy is bringing his
Degeneration X
family
stuff
into it.
came out? Okay.
He's like, you know what I mean? I'm doing this because if I win the title, then that means more money. That means I can support my family better. Like, I'll take out my best friend to do that.
Take out his, you mean?
And he literally took out his best friend on his debut show. Like, it was known that 2 of them were best friends growing up together in the business 14 years before they got to WWE. And then one was the champion, and then he comes in and fucking beats the shit out of his friend, and the night he wins the title, and yeah, it was good. It's some good stuff. So watch NXT. It's 1 hour a week, $9.99 worth it. I watched Chronicle, which I don't know if you have seen or remember.
That's
that
a good movie. Yeah,
it's really good.
I watched. Go ahead.
Then
Whatever thought you had about that.
Thor was the only other one, and I fell asleep. But the Chronicle, it's written by this guy named Max Landis, who's John Landis' son.
That's you. That's the reason you mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I mean, it's interesting. I like the way this. He just put out a new trailer for his movie American Ultra, with Jesse Eisenberg and somebody else, or Jesse, whatever his name is.
Aaron Paul.
No.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse, it's not Eisenberg.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Jesse, whatever.
The guy from social
media.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
That's not.
I know
the name
it's
of the
not.
movie, isn't it? Social media. No. The
I don't
Facebook
remember.
movie. What's the name of that movie?
Was it so?
Is it Social Media?
I genuinely don't remember. It's been a long time.
It
you
might
know
be.
who I'm talking about.
I
The
know.
guy that's
I know
going
who
to play
you're
Lex
talking about.
Luthor.
He's going to play Lex Luthor. I was just thinking the same thing. Okay, yes.
He
I think
plays-
his name is Jesse Eisenberg. I think
He
it is
plays like a stoner.
I was thinking Jesse fucking from Breaking Bad.
No. He plays
Aaron
like
Paul?
a stoner guy who works at a
This
convenience
is not
store.
how to watch TV.
And he gets somebody comes in and tries to like activate him. He's like a spy that's getting activated. I don't know. It's interesting. The trailer makes it look really badass.
What's it called?
American Ultra.
Okay.
There's a Red Band trailer. Check it out.
All right, I'll check it out. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
I watched
Thor-
Kingsman. Kingsman, the Secret Service.
Okay.
It was really good. Yeah, it was about like this, just super secret spy service that operates out of like a tailor, and it was just real action packed, real parkour, crazy. The way they paid homage to all the over the top spy movies.
Yeah.
Their kind of dig was that spy movies have gotten too serious. They don't have the ultra crazy bad guy who's trying to pull off this crazy over the top end of the world plot. When this one is just everything is over the top. Okay. And they did it on purpose, and they throw it in your face, and it was really good. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun movie. It was a good little ride. A lot of British slang and.
What was the name of that one?
Kingsman.
Okay.
Kingsman, the Secret Service. It was pretty cool. Yeah, cool movie. They set it up. There could be a sequel. The main kid was really. Colin Firth was in it. He was one of the main characters, and then there was a young dude in it. It was cool. It was a cool movie. I don't know the director. I don't know anything like that. But
what else you watched?
I enjoyed it. No, Burn Notice and some Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley was
Forgot to
really,
throw that
really
on the
good.
list. That was awesome.
Hilarious.
Yeah, watch that shit. We
I mean,
can't do it justice to sit here and recap it for you.
And
just watch it.
and
It's
just
very
try to
funny.
rehash jokes, right?
Russ was he was fucking on fire.
Dude,
he was great.
The 3 comma tequila. I mean,
I'm so glad they brought that back as a recurring gag. Just that's
the
so
3
good.
comma thing. Dude, that dude is
Obsessed
great.
with it.
You're
gonna give me that sweet billionaire money, or
He's
are you
got a
gonna
present
that
for
sweet
you.
interstate money, or whatever it was, Intersight?
He's gonna show him a McLaren that he bought for himself. I mean,
if he's only 14,000 away from being
seriously, 987.
Oh no, 14 million. 14 million. Sorry,
Right.
not 14,000. 14 million away from being a billionaire again. What the hell's he doing buying a car like that? Unless they were getting. Oh, it was a $15 million deal. That's
Right.
why.
Right, because
He had a little bit of play money, and he'd still be a billionaire after the deal with
the
Intersight.
deal was done. Yeah,
That's spectacular that they thought of that detail.
I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but the way they set it up, they show just him see the corner of the bottle sitting on the computer. Genius, dude.
Yes, that was very good.
Absolutely. Everybody's freaking out. It's like they're sitting in the room.
Yeah, and the fact that they couldn't undo that seemed rather illogical. I thought they would figure out, it's all local here. It's just in the trash bin. You know what I mean?
It should have been there. There's no way it should.
Just
it would
the
have been
delete key.
That delete key would have been permanent like that. No way. That's hard for me to believe too. But for suspend disbelief for the sake of comedy that shit was pretty funny.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything not to watch this week? The only thing I would say is don't watch Dig. It's garbage. It's far too long and drawn out, and it would make a great movie.
You know what else I watched?
What?
Game 7 of the Western Conference NHL Finals.
Okay.
First
Watch,
hockey,
don't watch, yeah.
First hockey game I've watched all
you
year.
enjoy it?
It was really exciting. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, The Hawks, which
Keep talking.
if I had to pick, would be a team that I would root for. What's going on?
I have to let that go on.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, if I had to,
I don't know.
watch a hockey game, it would have been that one. It was. I'm not a big hockey fan, so I don't. It was the first hockey game I watched all year.
Yeah.
But it was.
Sorry about that.
They made a huge deal out of it on the sports radio I listened to, and so I decided to check it out. And yeah, it was really entertaining. The Hawks kicked their asses. So I'm a Chicago sports fan. It was good to see them win.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best team in Chicago right now.
Nice.
It's the hockey team.
Yeah, I'm not big on the sports
You're not
at
big
the
on
moment.
sports,
I mean,
but yeah.
I like watching basketball occasionally. I watched a little bit of basketball this week with Big L.
Oh yeah.
That's about it.
Basketball's supposed to be good. So I don't know. Let's watch sports. There you go.
Sure. Okay, on to more topical things like the Faith Militant group from Game of Thrones being based on real religious movement, so to speak. It was influenced by Catholicism and the Holy Trinity.
Well, yeah.
For the
apparently.
7. No, it was just something that was that I saw online this week.
It's amped
we had
up
never
a little
mentioned
bit.
that. We had never discussed that.
Well,
it never occurred
not
to
really.
me.
No, I guess so. But yeah, but it's pretty apparently now. Apparently now that you say it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary. If
Yeah.
it could get like that. It's amped up a little bit in Game of Thrones, and especially being in the times that it was in. But I guess that's how it was back then too.
Well,
with the
let me
Holy
read the
Crusades.
clip the excerpt from George R.R. Martin. If you look at the history of the church in the Middle Ages, you had periods where you had very worldly and corrupt popes and bishops, people who were not spiritual but were politicians. They were playing their own version of the Game of Thrones. But you also had periods of religious revival or reform, the greatest of them being the Protestant Reformation, which led to the splitting of the church, where there were 2 or 3 rival popes, each denouncing the other as legitimate. That's what you're seeing here in Westeros. So now Cersei has to deal with the militant and aggressive Protestant Reformation, or if you will, that's determined to resurrect a faith that was destroyed centuries ago by the Targaryens. Yeah, just
it's pretty
one
cool.
of those things I stumbled across, and it's like,
cool
okay, that's worth
comparison, yeah.
telling somebody in case they didn't know that.
That's nice. That's neat. That's good. That's a good.
I figure
Parallel.
the thing from last week, the in omission / further discussion, was the thing that I mentioned to you about Jon Snow being named the 998th Lord Commander.
Yeah, okay.
Could there maybe be something to the fact that that the 100th or the 1000th is going to be important? Was my thought. Like, why put us so close if it's not going to mean anything? I know this is a kind of show that likes to throw you in the wrong direction.
Don't you see? There's only like 50 Night's Watch members left, man. They're just going to be absorbed into whatever army is going to move south and fight. I mean, it has to happen that way, dude. Like it's.
Oh, so you don't
like,
think it's even going to matter?
No, because the Night's Watch is not going to. There's
Fair
not going
enough.
to be a huge because of.
Why did I
only
even
50
include that? Because that was rendered moot by this episode. That question is rendered moot by the contents of this
seriously.
episode. It doesn't matter anymore who's going to be the 1000th Lord Commander,
It doesn't matter.
because now it's everybody
I
on
think
one
you might
side.
be right though about they set it up a little bit last episode with it being what's it do? You're losing all your friends, Tolly, and he's going to have some support, like you said. Maybe what if he doesn't let John back in?
What, through the wall?
Through the gate, or let the people through the gate? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all of those people. We haven't gotten to the episode yet, but
Well, we're
they're
just speculating.
all gone,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Most of the wildlings just got wiped the fuck out, man. We're still in Burn Notice a little bit. It got really, actually got really good. Like season 6, season 7 actually got really good.
See, I remember there being a lull after the Jesse stuff in like season 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was just a football player. Like, that's so funny. I didn't even know that. He was just like a retired football player that started acting.
He does good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's likable enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he was a good addition to the team there that they had.
But like, it seemed to kind of 5. It wasn't really that great. I don't remember it holding my attention at that point. That could have just been me.
It got better. Like, it got better. I don't want to spoil anything for you if you want to go back and watch it. But there was a certain point when it was like, oh shit, they just raised the stakes a little bit. You know, like it was decent.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know.
So check out Burn Notice then.
Yeah,
That's
for the third week in a row.
That's a watch.
It's a watch.
Okay.
I don't get any don't watches, do you? Because we don't.
If I start watching something that's boring me, I just turn it off. I mean,
My wife watches Last Man Standing. I catch a couple episodes of that with her once in a while, which is okay.
She wanted me to mention that as a to watch. I said I can't verify it. I haven't watched it really. So, like I said, if you want to tell Jeremy,
I'll watch because it's decent.
How is it not a bad Tool Time or a bad Home Improvement? Like a less funny Home Improvement.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's him in different situations.
I know, but it's just like you know what we'll do this time? We won't give me a TV show, so we'll take away one of the coolest parts of Home Improvement, and we'll make them all girls.
But they almost did give him a TV show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Of course they almost...
He has like this blog where he does his own thing.
I saw the very first episode, first couple, and then
it's
I was
okay.
just like... when they changed the daughter, I was like, okay, forget it.
It's not fantastic. It's not out of this world, but some of it's pretty funny. It's easy to laugh at. It's, fluff TV.
Okay, I mean?
It's
fair enough.
Decent,
something to pop on.
I'll call it something to pop on in the background. I'll call it you watch it, maybe.
Yeah.
If you got nothing else to watch.
Yeah. This is how to watch TV when you're not actually watching the TV. You just like hear a joke and you'll turn and check it out. And you're like, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Okay, there was the funniest part about it was they had Jonathan Taylor Thomas on there.
Okay.
As another character, which was one of his sons in Home Improvement. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Well, and he's like, this dude's taking his daughter out. Taking one of his daughters out. And
I feel like I saw that episode.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas turns around to him and goes, you know why I did this to my car? For more power. And then Tim Taylor, he goes, it doesn't do the exact one, but
like a low version, yeah.
And then he walks out the door and he goes, that kid was raised right. Like that was pretty funny. I laughed at that, But I don't. Other than that, it's like I said, it's easy to laugh at.
So I just want to point out that the most memorable joke to you was
a Home
referencing the other
joke.
show.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Right.
No, Al. I mean, come on. Does he tell me he's made an appearance somewhere?
I don't know.
I bet he has.
I haven't seen the whole show.
I'd be shocked if he didn't.
You'd have
make
to
an
ask
appearance.
Jonah. I'd be shocked too, but I don't know. There was, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much. about Last Man
fuck that show. I haven't even seen it. I can't recommend
watch it. Don't watch it. Whatever.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. If not, doesn't really matter.
Right. I'm not going to give it a full recommendation. I'll give it a half a thumb up.
I will give a full thumbs up, 2 of them, and a recommendation to Blinkard. Check this out.
We do this so we could play in the fairy tale world, man. This is real life, man. You wanted to do it, here's do it. Who would better fucking
What do you mean do it?
He ruined everything, dude.
What do you mean he ruined everything? It was you, you fucking idiot. You ruined it.
It's not me, dude. It was him.
It was you. You've deluded yourself into thinking it's him. It's not gonna make it...
It was fucking him, dude.
I can't be involved.
You're already involved, man.
No, dude. Seriously, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
It's time, man.
What do you mean? What are you doing?
Let's finish it, man. Finish him. You want to know what it feels like? You get the rush?
We talked about it, but that's not... We didn't agree that...
Fuck him, man.
I didn't even have kids then.
It's your turn.
I can't.
This is how to watch TV.
Welcome back. We are going to talk Game of Thrones now, main event. The episode was season 5, episode 8, and it was called
Hardhome.
Hardhome. Okay. For some reason, I wrote it down as Hardhelm at the time. I fixed it earlier.
Hardhome.
Hardhome.
Which had been mentioned before in an episode or two behind or prior. He said most of the wildlings that are left from the battle are at Hardhome.
Okay.
Which was most of their army.
Okay, yeah, I did not catch that at the time. I didn't expect this episode. I didn't know that shit was coming at all.
Me either.
But we start at Marine in the Queen's throne room.
Well, what do we know is coming? We didn't read the books. We don't know anything is coming when it's coming when we're watching the show. But that was completely unexpected.
I always had an inkling that Robb Stark was going to get something. He was going to get his comeuppance.
Okay,
Let me wink and say he was going to get his comeuppance. I just knew. I just had a feeling with Rob Stark that, like, I'm not going to invest in this relationship with this woman. And we even recorded the first How to Watch TV podcast on 3/8. So there's proof that I was just like, I just don't feel it with these two. I don't, you know? And then the next episode, they get fucking slaughtered.
The red fucking wedding, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just one that I saw coming. I just saw, oh, this is where they're going with that story. And maybe it's looking at it too analytical, but yeah.
I mean, some of it's predictable. This I didn't see. I didn't see it happening like this.
No. I mean...
Okay, well, we're skipping at the end.
Yeah.
We're
not. Marine. We start in the Queen's throne room, and Tyrion advises Khaleesi to banish Jorah rather than kill him.
I like his advice. And the questions that he asked.
Jen was like, what the hell? He sounded like he was talking for him. I'm like, no, he was never talking for him. You got to understand what he's doing there. Tyrion is worrying about himself. And he's also looking at Daenerys, like, for real, and going, if she's somebody that I need to work for or be advising for, I need to give her the best advice for her. And the best advice for her is what he gave. So, I mean, he's killing the job already.
Dude. And she looked at him and said...
But she was like, I can't believe he just turned on him like that. I'm like, he didn't turn on him.
He did
exactly what he had to do.
He said, but he did betray you. Did he have an opportunity to confess? Yes.
Yeah.
Many opportunities. And he didn't. Not until he was forced to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was...
What else could he do? He knew that the people...
You know, it was kind of like...
Because I agree with what he said about killing him. He said, if you do that, that doesn't inspire loyalty. He said, to kill
someone devoted to you does not inspire devotion.
There you go.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, first of all, it's the first scene with them. Awesome. That's all. Just awesome. They're two of the best on the show, they're making each other even better.
Dude, that to get those two characters together on screen was fantastic. And then even the next scene with them sitting together drinking wine, that was even better.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Next, we cut to, now what are we calling it? Prison? What is it called?
The cells beneath the Red Keep.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, okay.
So the cells beneath the Red Keep, Cersei's in there and basically being told to confess, and she...
Wait, now, okay, I could be wrong about that. I want to go back to that, because the Red Keep, I think, is King's Landing, is the castle.
Okay.
Where they live, where the throne is.
Okay.
They're beneath they're locked up in the cells beneath the cathedral.
What, the Baylor's thing?
No. Yes. They're locked up in the cells there.
Time.
Yes.
Yeah. Where they were at the end of the
where
last
all the guys
episode.
are standing in front of the stairs blocking it. Okay, so yeah, I don't think they're in the cells below the Red Keep. I think that's wrong. I'll correct you. I'll try to correct myself now. Well, maybe we'll go back to it next week.
Well, but
anyway,
she's sitting in a cell just like Marjorie.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies comes in and tries to offer her water or whatever, and she
says confess.
And she refuses, gets slapped, and then she cries and screams. And like, that was it. The girl left, and she was... You could tell Cersei's cracking. Cersei is losing what fundamentally makes her Cersei. And
well, she was already stripped away her refinery. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Instantly, her hair's not
done, not curled, not nice.
Would
it
have really gone that flat that quick? I mean, come on. Did they hose her down? If they hosed her down, amazing.
Not hosed her down, but hit her with a bucket of nasty water. Probably, not even a hose her down, but just hit her with a bucket of water.
Okay.
It probably was. I don't know, man. Come on. Did you have hoses back then? They didn't have hoses back then.
Well, you know what I mean.
Think about however nasty, if they were to wash you down, probably some used water that pigs wash themselves in that they'd fucking hit you with. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, they're not gonna waste the good stuff on you in jail.
Right. Not in prison.
Well,
especially the faith militant, they don't wash themselves.
Yeah, right. They're not even
wash
worried about
a prisoner.
We go to the House of Black and White / Arya's Dreamland. Like, explain to me what your interpretation of that was.
I will, because I think I have it right.
She was lying about Lana. Let me basically go through it here real quick, and then you tell me what you thought happened. Arya's lying about Lana about being Lana selling oysters to an old guy, and something about if the captain wins, he dies. The bet that they made, and then who can they turn to for recourse? And then a gift for the Thin Man. Like, there was all this weirdness, and it was a vial, and she leaves kind of smug happy. Like, because is Jaqen the only faceless man who leaves? Did the blonde chick say that a few episodes back? Jen was saying that. She was saying the blonde chick.
He's the only other faceless man that we've seen. He's the only one we've seen. I think he is the faceless god.
I mean, that would make sense.
That's who I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he is this faceless guy because he's the only one we've seen.
That makes the most sense, honestly.
Because we haven't seen any like coming back from battle like, oh yeah.
But
we
so
haven't seen any of that.
what
I think
did you
he's the only
take
one.
from that? What did you take from that scene with Arya? Like, was that a projection? Was that like
that was flashing back and forth, them talking about it to her actually doing it. That stuff was actually happening.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't just a dream. That was just them talking about what she was doing at that the lie that she was engulfing herself in.
So
her first training exercise out in the world. She's out there doing this. She's did all the stuff that she said. You know what I'm saying?
She already did it, or she's talking to him about going to do it, and then we're also seeing it happen.
We're seeing it happen as she's talking about it prior, and then she goes out and make it happen. But yeah, we're just kind of seeing that happen together. Which is really kind of cool. Like we haven't seen him do anything like that, really.
No, it makes for a great narrative device. It's a good way to get the story, get on with it instead of building up to it. Here's my favorite part about that whole thing. Arya looks the same. It's the same actress. They just changed her hair, her style, all that stuff, her demeanor. I'm cool with all those changes. Keep them coming.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Like they didn't actually change her
being
face.
the lead from Dollhouse, where she plays different people, good with it. I'm in. Okay. You haven't seen that show, but
I know what you mean, though. Yeah,
yeah. Her just like playing a bunch of different. She becomes like a con artist.
What was her name? What was her name?
Huh? Lana.
Lana.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
So what was that whole thing about? Did you catch the gist of the captain? And if he loses, he wins, and if he
was that a bet? Like he wanted him to take the money. He's like, here, take it. I have kids. Take it, please take it. Like, well, I didn't understand what was going on. I have children. I didn't really understand what was going on.
He was trying to basically.
I get that it's the bad guy. I think that the thin man is the guy, the bad guy
that was sitting at the table.
That took the oysters from her, and she's supposed to poison him.
Yeah, and she probably did in the oyster.
When
she put the sauce on for the
first one, for the second one, when she fixed them with vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that we saw that happen real time, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I think so.
So that saved the guy. That saved the captain is what happened. She was saving the captain because who can the captain turn to for recourse?
Was that him? So was that same guy praying behind him then?
Yes, that must have been what it was. Good connection.
So that when he looked behind him, he said
that had to be.
So that was that guy.
Why else show it?
Yeah,
I can't even confirm that, but I'm sure it's right.
We'll have to look back and check it out, but I bet it is that same guy. Yeah, okay, so that's a good one. Yeah.
So is there anything to them leaving? Can they leave?
You mean the House of Black and White?
Yeah.
Yeah, they left. Only
Jaqen as the black guy.
Well, now
Jen was just saying that she heard that blonde chick say,
unless I have it interpreted wrong, and it is a dream or something that she was just imagining and kind of showing herself.
Well, even if it was showing it in the future, she did walk away at that point. But the reason
what I'm saying is, what if none of that was real?
Yeah, because she was walking away smug with a satisfied smirk on her face, while the blonde chick then walked in, kind of seeing that she was leaving.
Right.
So that's why Jen brought it up, and it was just like, did she say something like that they couldn't? I'd have to go. We're gonna have to go back and rewatch the season. We'll do that for one bonus after the season's over. Maybe go back and rewatch the season or something, and then
do it a couple.
Do like one, do one discussion podcast about it where we can make all those connections. But
okay,
we go back to Cersei at the prison, and I didn't catch all of her charges, but obviously included treason and incest.
Yeah.
Uncle Kevin is handed
and the murder of King Robert.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Because of okay, that's what it was.
Because Lancel Lannister told him that she had him poison the wine.
Hence the treason.
The treason and the murder of King Robert. Absolutely.
Okay. That was one I didn't catch.
But I don't. Yeah, I don't know. The incest is only with him. They're not. I don't think they're talking about the incest with Jaime Lannister.
You don't think they're talking about the kings?
That's not the one they have proof of. The one they have proof of is the one that Lancel Lannister.
Proof.
We
discussed that with Marjorie. They don't.
But
need
he says
proof.
that he's whose belief tends to be the loss of what the old dude says it to Cersei, the guy that goes to
loss
visit her.
Of reason.
It's the death of reason.
Yeah.
Belief tends to be the death of reason.
Yeah.
It's exactly that point that you just said. That's exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you're right. I guess they don't have to have that burden of proof, but what I'm saying is the reason that she's being held, the reason they're saying is because of Lancel Lannister.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
saying
absolutely.
that he had sex with her.
I just forgot about the poisoning. I remember it coming up earlier this season, but I forgot in terms of that would have been something
I always
he
thought that
confessed.
he was poisoned, but that's the first time they confessed it was in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Well, now the best stuff is like Uncle Kevin is Hand of the King. Neither him or Tommen will come to see her, and she won't confess or bow to the High Sparrow.
Tommen won't come out of his.
He's just jerking off with Sir Pounce.
He won't come out of his place. He won't eat. He's what is he still a kid? What is he, like 13, 14?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, what else is he going to do? Like, he's really going to go out? He sees how everybody gets treated out there.
Wouldn't you be like rounding up your dudes, like your Kingsguard?
You would think that he would be doing some.
I mean,
he'd be scared.
You would channel your inner Joffrey.
His mom's been running it.
Right
Think
here,
about it, though.
yeah. There was a Joffrey reference in this episode. It was good.
Which one?
It was from Tyrion.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to it next in the next conversation.
Anything else on that?
Do you want to address
King's
that
Landing?
question now, or
Is it King's Landing based?
No, I
question?
told you about the question my boss asked me.
Go ahead.
I mean, do you want to do that now, or do you want to add that?
We can do it at the end.
Okay. Do the
question. Viewer questions at the end. Sure.
All right, because it's a broad question. It's not just based in this episode.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Winterfell. Sansa asks Theon why. Basically, there's no escape. Theon was cut away piece by piece, and he confesses. Unlike Cersei, Theon does confess.
He does confess
that it wasn't Bran and Rickon, and
Right.
Reek runs off. I mean, she finally gets a piece of good information. Sansa.
Well, she got one in the last one when he told
What?
her that Jon Snow was the head of the Night's
She
Watch.
keeps getting good information.
She keeps
then.
getting one little
Think
bits of
about
good
her
information. But out
Before
of
that,
her,
she was alone in the world. She genuinely thought Jon Snow's probably dead, and she probably didn't even consider him. I mean,
right.
whether she did or didn't love him like a brother is irrelevant. She probably
we didn't
wrote
see
him
too
off.
much in between them. We saw a little bit between him and Arya, but we didn't see
But I
a
don't
lot
think
between him and
after
Sansa.
her mom and dad and her little brothers were gone, and it's probably her sister who clearly couldn't have made it. Why would she? I don't think she would be thinking,
Why
"Oh,
would
Jon
she even
Snow's
think that
going to be
Arya
there."
would be alive? She would never
Yeah.
even think that Arya's alive.
So it's just her finally getting a
Brienne
little glimmer.
hasn't told anybody that she saw Arya alive. She didn't even tell Sansa when she saw her in the pub that she saw Arya alive. She could have told her at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
She chose not to.
Yeah, I don't know. Reek running off. I mean, basically anybody who, including myself, who at some point thought that Theon was going to come back and take over and do the right thing.
Less and less, I'm
It's
starting to
never going
believe
to
that.
happen. I don't think it's ever
He's
going to
too-
happen.
the way he shakes, he's too.
He lost his
dude,
dick,
I mean,
man.
dude, they fucked him. Dude, he pulled his fingernails off. They fucking peeled the skin on his fingertips back.
His dad was
Like,
already a
could you
complete
imagine
tool
just-
bag.
Remember just fucking thinking about that pain every time you fucking. If I fuck up once, he's gonna hurt me again. Dude, I mean, like seriously.
But wouldn't that be worth dying over if you killed him?
I mean, if you, but no,
He's
not dying
subservient.
though. You wouldn't die.
Well, if he
He
killed
would do
Ramsay,
it to where he would do it. Yeah, but that would happen to him again. His father would do it to him.
maybe.
He's
yeah.
thinking that all.
But he could kill himself.
I would that would be the only answer. Would be to kill Ramsay and then just fucking just.
Maybe that'll
end
happen
it.
someday.
Maybe that'll
but-
happen to where that's his out right there. But dude is killing it as far as acting
Yeah,
goes.
his
man.
dad
Dude,
though. His dad was a piece of shit who treated him like
Balon
garbage.
Greyjoy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
treated him like garbage.
Well, his
and
sister came after him, but then he turned her away. He was
fucked
too
him.
scared.
I mean, it's weirdness.
Huh?
She fucked him. Like when he came back to the island, his
Oh.
sister. That was so weird. Theon got treated like shit. Like he was at his best with the Starks, obviously. And he fucked up as soon as Ned Stark was gone. That's the reality, and he'll never be Theon again. I
No,
don't
there
think.
was a point
It'd be nice
there
to
was
think
a
he'll
point
ride off into the sunset
where
as
he
Theon.
was writing Robb Stark. He had a letter wrote out to Robb Stark telling him about his dad's plans to take over Winterfell.
Yeah.
He had it written out. They showed the scene, him sitting on the ship. He had it written out.
Yeah.
He was going to send to Robb Stark, warning him about everything.
Yeah.
And then fucking set it on fire. That's where Theon died. That's where he turned his back on Robb Stark.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
decided to pick up his family and swear. I think even the next scene is him swearing to his family, swearing the oath to the to the Greyjoys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's where he turned on. He had a letter it was written out, bro. They showed the letter written out saying that Balon Greyjoy plans to turn on you and to fucking you know, because he sent Theon to Balon to get help, to get more help, to recruit more men.
Okay.
Thinking that that's what would happen if Theon went to do that.
Yeah.
And Theon turned on him. He lit that letter on fire. That was it.
Well, after that, we go to the Bolton meeting about the war. And the plan is freeze, starve, mutiny. Let Stannis' crew freeze, then starve, and then mutiny.
But wait, we had this discussion, though. Here, keep going in the scene, because...
No, that's it. Ramsay wants to attack with 20 good men because he can't just let it be. Like we were discussing last week. He can't just let it be. He's not happy with just winning. He wants to destroy them. And he's so cocky that he's not going to wait for them to show up. He wants to go take them out now.
He wants to assassinate somebody. That's what he's going in to try to do.
Yeah.
To take Stannis out.
Yeah.
Why else go in with just 20 men? You only go if you're doing that, you're going after the leader. You're going after the head of the snake.
He can't, his ego is going to be his demise somewhere along the line.
You think his demise is coming this season?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think so. Too soon.
He's too good of a villain.
I said, I think the Boltons keep the North. Just a guess. I just have a feeling that that Bolton flag is going to be there for longer than we hope.
I think you're going to think that's what's going to happen, and then
that Stannis is going to win.
No,
somehow?
or Jon Snow is going to come riding in to save the day with
fair enough.
With whatever's left over of the wildlings. We don't. I can't count how many of them got away.
It doesn't even matter.
But I mean, that shit was craziness. Anyway, keep going.
So Ramsay is, of course, foolhardy and wanting to push forward instead of just waiting and doing it the way that.
But see, I thought I was going to be right about
be.
that. But then he said, "I only need 20 good men."
Yeah.
Because I thought he was going to want to go out and fight them. But then we couldn't get an army through the snow if we wanted. You know. So he doesn't. I don't need an army.
I know, but still, he's just trying. He wants to take care of it. He wants to be proactive and aggressive rather than.
Well, that's how the dude is.
Exactly.
Villainous. That's exactly.
It's everything. It oozes Ramsay.
Yeah. Think about it. Think about the tactical move of this. If he can get in there with 20 men and assassinate Stannis Baratheon, then the army that's an army of sellswords.
Yeah, goes away.
Scatters away, and that's it. And they. So who knows what we're in for? That could happen.
Yeah,
we're talking about it as if that's not a possibility. That's an
the Red Woman is probably the thing that would thwart that.
So wait, what if she gets him? She just fucking sets Ramsay on fire. Just fucking swoosh. Just fucking burns him to fucking.
I don't think it'd be as satisfying, but
no. Well, come on.
Him burning alive? We didn't even see Stannis in this episode, did we? We didn't go to their group. We were just them talking about it.
Right. Well, because they were talking about it at the war table.
Yeah.
Right. No, that we didn't see that. But yeah, they talked about how they could manage Winterfell with what they have.
Yeah.
6 months of food doesn't seem like enough, though. For the winters they talked about, that doesn't seem like a lot.
No, I don't think so.
So
maybe they starve out.
Right. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. The sellswords, I think Stannis is going to have a bad luck with that, but Jon Snow is going to show up with whatever's left.
Okay. We cut to Marine.
Maybe he abandons the Night's Watch and just leads.
I think it's done.
After he sees what happens there, what's the fucking point? Well, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Let's get to it. Hold on. First, we go to Marine, where it's much warmer.
Right.
And Khaleesi and Tyrion discuss their fathers. 2 terrible children from 2 terrible fathers.
Great line.
Impressed that she would marry someone for the greater good that she loathed.
He said he's basically telling her she's on the right track.
Yeah, she knows what she's up to. They discuss Varys' role and how Tyrion only trusts him and his brother, the Kingslayer, who happened to kill her father. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like the one who killed my... Yeah, okay. He gave up on life until Khaleesi, basically. Wasn't that what he was saying? Like, until she wasn't... He had given up after...
Until he had heard about her.
Yeah, until he heard about her.
He explained that in the first scene they were together. A story I heard from the most informed person I know told me that this person had gathered an army, all 3. I thought I ought to, at least meet you. That was in the first scene.
Oh, okay. You may have mentioned something in passing. Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
That was a really good scene with them 2 together, drinking wine. Where she takes it out of his hand. We'll have you do this while you can still form sentences.
Well, he's her advisor on how to get the Iron Throne, basically, is what it comes down to.
Well, she that's what she says. Advise me on how to get what I want.
Yeah. The Starks and the Targaryens are gone. Their two terrible fathers saw to that. She lists off all the last names and says they're all spokes on the wheel, and she's going to break it.
Good analogy.
Yeah.
It was a really cool analogy about Westeros and in general.
Yeah, because
cool.
that's kind of the way that it is.
Well, yeah,
It's
and all
just-
the people just get crushed below it.
Yeah.
She says, I'm breaking it. I'm done with it. Which is...
And
okay.
it does just, it's so cyclical and just keeps...
It is. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Iron Throne is not a good thing, man. You know?
Yeah, nobody needs to be in control of all these people. I think everybody would be just fine without it.
Break it up like the States. Here's our territory. Yeah. You do your thing. We'll do our thing. We'll trade.
Yeah.
If need be, we got goods and services we can trade back and forth. What do we need to fight for?
Yeah. What do we need a king for? It doesn't matter. Right. Yeah. We go to the fighting pits. Jorah returns because he wants to fight for her.
There's an army that's going to come out of nowhere, man. I'm still on Winterfell. There's an army that's going to come out.
We're not at Winterfell anymore. We're at the fighting pits.
We're at the fighting pits. The fighting pits?
Yeah, Jorah. He goes back to the fighting pits because he wants to fight for her. What if he ends up... I don't know. This is just a stupid random thought. But what if he has to, fight a dragon? I don't know why she would let one of the dragons go, to fight there. But is that a possibility, you think? I don't know. I don't think so.
Something bad's going to happen at the fighting pits. Dude.
Yeah, I just have this feeling it's not going to go well.
It's not going to go well, no.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think a dragon necessarily.
You got another militant group. Well, what if the dragon saves them from it?
Okay. Yeah, something like that.
Maybe she has a moment to where she has to fucking focus and bring the black dragon comes down and just fucking takes out whoever the enemies are. It'd be kind of cool to see.
There could be a dragon moment where she comes around on Jorah.
That's what. Well, maybe he saves her life during this. I don't know, man. I
don't think that long term that they're estranged. I feel like long term they're going to be on the same team.
He's not going to make it long term, though.
Oh, you think so?
Well, he's got the grayscale.
That's right.
So I don't think he's going to make it long term.
Can he just go give it to Ramsay?
That's
just
a season 1 character too, man.
Rub it all over Ramsay.
Yeah, seriously.
Just rub all of that shit, right?
He's a bastard. Anyway, did we just got to see him in that one scene, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because after that we go to Cersei at the prison, and she threatens to kill her in the worst way imaginable, rather than confess. And the lady dumps water on the floor, and she licks it up, which was spectacular.
Spectacular.
How gratifying is that after all these seasons to see her have to lick it off the floor?
Dirty water off the floor.
It's great.
And the actress to go from how she's been all these seasons, dressed up in these awesome costumes.
To be fair, she's had a long while in the lush side of things, so
but
she can't even complain.
But I'm talking about the actress.
Oh, no, I know. That's what I'm saying.
How to be able to flip that role like that as somebody that's been in control of everything forever, to now having to drink water off the floor. Spectacular performance, dude. I mean, she's fucking Lena Headey or whatever her name is. Yeah. She just nailed it, dude. Yeah. She was fucking awesome, sucking the water off the floor. That was fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, but the way she still is so proud that she wouldn't let the lady see her do it. She waited till she left.
Till after she left. Yeah.
Like one of these times, seeing her break is going to be interesting. And it's going
either that
to
or she's going to break something and fucking murder that bitch and try to escape out of there.
She could probably kill her with the spoon if she broke it just right.
That's what I'm saying. Like some shit like that. She's sitting there planning that shit out. That's all these she said, I can only fucking sit here and think about hideous ways for you to die. So yeah, maybe she snatched that spoon out of her hand and break it and stab her in the neck with it or something and try to escape.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. She's that vicious, dude. She is. And she's backed into a corner now.
Yeah.
You know, that's a fucking wounded animal back into a corner.
Yeah,
Watch the fuck out, man.
I don't know that it's going to go well for whoever's around her, but I mean, I would also just be fine with her dying soon. I just don't think that's going to... It's never going to fucking be what we expect. And good. I'm glad that's the case, because I don't want to be able to guess everything.
I mean, dude, seriously, do you really... I don't want it to be this happy-go-lucky story like everything usually is.
No, but like her dying, that's not necessarily happy-go-lucky.
No, I mean, but
that's what I would want. You know,
well, and if you lived in this world, absolutely, that's what I don't necessarily know that I'd like to see the character leave the show.
Agreed. That's what I'm saying. What I mean? Like I don't think she's going to leave.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's making me a little scared for Jorah. I don't know that I want to see Jorah leave the show. He's such a fucking good character, man.
Neither of them. I mean, she can't live. She can't make it past this trial. She has to break out and escape like Tyrion. Imagine her having to grovel for Tyrion to save her or to let her live with them.
Oh my god, that would be really good.
After all the stuff that you know, pinching his dick when he was a baby and all that shit, having to ask for him.
Right.
Just a thought. Sorry about that. We cut to the wall before we get to
crazy.
Before we get to Hardhome. We go to the wall and we see Gilly and Sam talk, and they're just like, Sam's just like, "So you all right?" Yeah, I mean,
that was kind of weird. Wasn't it?
You're okay. Like, you're all right though. Everything's cool down there. They talk, and then Ollie comes in and brings him a snack and asks why John is saving the wildlings, and the White Walkers are coming. Pissed. Sam believes it's the right decision for what John's doing, going up there and helping, you know.
The people.
Do you think it's possible that Ollie could be... I mean, do you think he could do something as bad as, like, have poisoned them with that food?
Not yet.
But you see where I'm going with that?
But he didn't even know that he had to ask...
No, he knew what was up.
Well, no, but he had to ask, do you really believe that? Like, before we walked out there, you know, like, do you really believe that? Like, I don't know.
So maybe not this time?
Maybe not this time, but maybe...
But you can see what I'm saying. Like, that might happen. Like, this little kid...
Ollie could turn bad.
Not even turn bad. He's just protecting... He's standing up for what he remembers.
For what he remembers, his family being brutally murdered.
Name? Tormund was the one who stormed the village, or let them storm the village, or whatever happened.
He was in on it. He was running around killing people, too. The village of farmers. They didn't battle anybody. They were.
I don't think Ollie gets that the White Walkers are coming. I think back to the guy.
He's more stuck on the wildling versus the crows.
You remember the first season? One of the first. I think it was the pilot. The guy who got beheaded. Nobody fucking believed him then.
Yeah. No, seriously.
The guy that we saw, like the
guy Ned Stark cut his head off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Nobody fucking believed that guy. And you know, here we are.
Right.
We go north of the wall to Hardhome, where this is where I have the most of my notes. John and Tormund talk to Dirty Bones and say they are allies.
The Lord of Bones.
Yeah, somebody called him Dirty Bones at one point. I don't know why.
I thought it was Lord of Bones.
It's probably Lord of Bones. Tormund beats his ass down, and they go talk with the others because he didn't want to talk. Yeah, I think he beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
He just crushed his fucking skull, and he just killed that guy.
Wow. Yeah, right in front of his whole
crew.
Yeah,
right.
Nobody did anything.
Well,
then John gives a speech to the Northern Army, including, giants. 1-1 was the giant. That's his name. WUN.
Okay.
And Thens were also in on that. Wildlings. Basically, together they can beat the White Walkers. He explains Dragonglass, which was good for them to know.
Yeah.
And offers them land south of the wall for joining the fight.
See, at this point, don't you think, like, didn't you have it's getting too good to be true here?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, didn't you just get a weird vibe from the scene, like something bad was going to happen?
Well, I mean, I think they're all expecting something bad, but I didn't get a vibe of what was to come. No, I didn't get that vibe specifically. I thought I thought they weren't going to go for it. They weren't going to believe him. But the fact that chick stepped up, and what a great character they managed to make me fall in love with and care about in 15 minutes.
Yeah. That's
her. Yeah. She was a great character. I thought she was going to be a big part going forward. I mean, obviously, once we get to the very specifics of it, it's obvious that we will.
Right.
But they ask about Mance, and Tormund explains, and no one clan can stop them, but together they'll give them fuckers a fight.
Right.
That's what Jon said. But, I mean, they didn't like the fact that Mance was killed by Jon Snow, because he's like, I put an arrow through his heart. And he's like, no, but he was being burned alive, so it was mercy and...
Right. He kind of explained it.
Yeah.
Well, it just seemed like that the Thane dude was more concerned with what his ancestors would think.
Yeah,
ancestors would spit on me.
And the girl's like, yeah, well, fuck them, they're dead. And she agrees. The giants are in. The Thenn do not, and they all get in the boat and shit. But the Thenn, she's like, I fucking hate Thenns.
Right. Everybody hates Thenns, right. They eat people.
They leave a bunch behind, but there's nothing for them to hunt, and they will come around eventually.
Right.
The people that didn't want to join the fight.
Right.
The lady puts her kids on the boat. I just thought that was huge trust to put because this is where the battle takes place. That's the thing I was forgetting here when I was reading this. This is where they're at the place where they need to escape from, and all these people are like, "Oh, we'll just go this way and fuck it." And
outside the gate, there was a bunch.
But I mean, she puts her kids on the boat, and that was the moment where I should have known she was dead.
When she kissed her kids goodbye, I knew she was dead.
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew something bad was coming, and she was going to die.
Well, then snow was coming. You see snow coming.
You hear like this thunderous crackling.
I'm never sure if it's the noise from the show or if it's something the kids are making in the other room.
No, dude, it was like this thunder,
yeah,
like in the background, and they were like looking, and then you see this crazy storm coming at them, it was.
Well, they lock the gate, and then everyone on the other side stops making noise, and it was like, holy shit, that's creepy.
Yeah.
They look through, and it's the army of the dead. It looks like the skeleton guys in Legend of Zelda.
Well, it looked like this, yeah.
You know what I mean? They all looked like that. It was awesome. I love the way they looked.
Yeah. Well, they looked like that in the last episode of the children. Yeah.
Well, they all freak out trying to get on the boats. John takes the lead in the fight, and the whites start coming through and over the wall. The gate there, and
the White Walking Dead.
They fight back and fuck some shit up. Yeah, the White Walking Dead.
Can I make a point?
What?
In comparison to Walking Dead?
What?
Is if the zombies in Walking Dead behaved like these zombies, not a chance in hell.
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell.
People were like, oh, this is so much better than the way the Walking Dead zombies. Well, yeah, because this isn't sustainable as a series. People can't fucking live in that.
No, there's no way. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was like that
That's
in The Walking Dead, if they could
insanity,
run and jump and climb shit,
Yeah.
fuck. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Not, no. Anyway,
Well,
and they're mildly organized because they're being told what to do, basically.
Well, we see they fuck some shit up until we see the 4 White Walkers of the Apocalypse on their horses up there. There were seriously
4 or
4.
5 of them?
You saw 4. There's
4 of them.
there's a screenshot that I found of 4 of them standing on horses up there. Clearly, some sort of reference to 4 horsemen. Let us know the apocalypse is coming. And then Jon Snow, like a boss across the field, just just fucking shit up, getting from one side to the other. And a giant comes out of the house. Question: how the fuck did that giant get in the house?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did they build the fucking house around the giant? Because that's the
giant.
only thing that makes sense to me.
I don't know.
Where the fuck where was the giant door that got him in the house to where he had to bust out through the fucking wall?
Yeah, but it was still pretty badass.
It was awesome. I'm not discounting that at all.
I thought he was going to get killed.
So, did you notice that when the White Walker came in and it was a Thenn and Jon Snow, and the Thenn decided to take one for the team, so to speak, and let Jon Snow go get
the dragon glass.
Yeah. Well, when the White Walker came in, the place was on fire. Everything went down. He's like a walking freezer.
Yeah, it was badass. Now, another question I had. He had the staff on his back.
He kills the Thenn.
He had the staff on his back.
Okay.
And when you first see him when he walks in, there's no blade on the staff.
Okay.
So is it something that appears, or was it on the other side?
I'm assuming.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he just whipped it out and fucking just shattered that dude's.
Yeah. I would imagine that's what happened. Yeah.
Right. So they're super strong.
Well, yeah, they fight down. John gets the glass outside. He goes outside.
He doesn't get the glass. He missed it. He tried to grab it, and the thing snatched him and threw him across the room. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then his sword flew out.
I see. So he went out and got his sword then, and he's waiting outside, and outside John's down. The Valyrian steel kills it. Like, it stops it dead. So, again, that's got to be dragon forged. That has to dragon fire.
Dragon fire has to be Valyrian.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Right.
In the context of this show is that it's the Valyrian steel was via the dragon because the dragon seems to be the White Walker's kryptonite.
Right.
Anything dragon.
Right.
So there's going to be dragon punch, and they're going to drink something and it's just going to kill them. Anything dragon.
The wildfire. I wonder if the wildfire would work against them.
Probably not. Just because it's not dragon.
Well, they would burn. It would work against the army of the dead if you burn them with anything.
Potentially, but you would have to melt them.
But there's no such thing as flamethrowers in this shit.
But if you burn them, you're just burning bone. Like, it would have to be burned to the point of incineration. Like, they would have to turn to dust.
Right.
But yeah, you couldn't just like catch them on fire. And I don't know how potent the what was the stuff called? The green
The
stuff.
green fire was pretty potent. It was incinerating
Wildfire.
people. Wildfire. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That would be a good weapon against them, I think.
Did you see that? Did you see that picture I sent you of the screenshot of the where they him and the White Walkers like holy shit, this does it?
Right.
Okay, so now let's name off the people that have those swords. Tommen, Joffrey had one.
Joffrey
so I don't
was
know
buried
where those.
with one.
Oh, he was buried with one.
He was.
Damn.
That it was buried.
So Tommen, Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne of Tarth has one.
And Jon Snow.
Jon Snow has Longclaw.
I mean, is that it?
I can't say that's it.
Well, I mean, that we know of, that we're presently aware of. Do we know of any other ones that are Valyrian steel?
Not necessarily, but that's going to be the key. That Jon Snow just found out not only does dragon glass do it, but his Valyrian steel sword can kill them.
Yeah.
That's a huge piece of
info. It's
info.
all dragon stuff.
Right, but yeah. Well,
in our estimation, I think so.
Well,
I think it was forged.
It hasn't been confirmed on us that it's been forged with dragon fire.
Well, but think about it.
Because they reforged it. They without, I don't know if they used dragon fire for that. They couldn't have.
No, they didn't there. That's just melting it. I think originally, like, there's some combo, and that's why it was lost in Valyria when the Doom befell.
How to make the actual Valyrian steel.
Yeah, but
okay.
I bet you it had something. It has to have something to do with that. Because the
Yeah.
dragons are the antithesis. Sense. They are the fire in the fire and ice.
Right. That makes
and they are the ice.
The fire and ice, right. It makes sense.
Well, the one with the horns looks on the Night King.
Yeah.
And the wildlings keep fighting, and then the dead children show up.
Oh, that was crazy.
And like stare at the girl that we've grown to like in 15 minutes. That's like become a character.
Why not fight that? How does she not fight
because
right there?
she just put her kids on the boat, and she can't even imagine having to fight her kids or kill her kids.
But they're not.
But they could be.
I get it, but they're not at that moment.
She's
you
like,
give
fuck
up
it.
At that moment?
Fuck it.
Oh,
I can't do this. I can't kill the kids, even if they're dead and trying to come at me.
That was crazy.
Yeah, like she was an awesome character, and I'm sad to see her go already.
Yeah.
Way to go, Game of Thrones. Honestly, 15 minutes of screen time, and
dude, she didn't have no 15. If you want to add that up, it was probably 2 or 3 minutes
over the course of the episode.
Right.
Maybe that, but it was like that's how you make a character likable and sympathetic, and that you want to see live.
Right. And then kill them immediately.
Yeah.
And then bring them back to life.
So how could they get her character so right in 15 minutes and the sand stakes so wrong?
Good question. That's a good question.
More dead attack jumping off the cliff. It's Big Al. The wall is coming down. The giant is just swinging a pillar. They get in a boat.
A pillar on fire.
Yeah. The giant just walks into the water. The rest are slaughtered on the shore. And the Hornwalker, a.k.a. the Night King, just steps onto the pier.
So does water a weakness to these things?
I don't know.
I don't know if they're already dead. Why?
It feels like they could freeze it. If they can control weather. Yeah.
Right. And then they're on the ice. And then right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it was a... This is what's coming, motherfucker. I think it was a warning. As many people as they killed, because then he was like the Undertaker. They could have. Yeah.
But he's like, we'll wait, because we're going to get you guys in a little bit.
Just so you know. Watch this. I'm the motherfucking Undertaker.
Right. That was badass, dude.
And then they all come back up, and it's like, oh, shit.
I mean, then you're standing there, then it pans out, and you look at a whole brand new army of the dead.
They just sail off.
Everybody that was outside of that.
Why were they 40 feet away from the dock? They were sailing off for like 10 minutes.
Me and Jenna both went... They're way too close. Yeah, get away. They're way too close. Move.
You're like, let's fucking paddle.
You're going to be in the water.
So, is the giant they killed at the wall available to fight for the White Walkers?
Ooh,
a frozen zombie giant?
But did they set him on fire?
I don't remember.
Did they burn his body?
I don't remember.
They would have had to have burned his body. Jon Snow knows to burn all the dead at the wall.
Okay.
He knew that.
Well, let me tell you this thing, that it'll be our last segment here, basically. It's some info on the Night's King from the Season 2 Blu-ray. He used to be the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
Who did?
The Night's King. He used to be the 13th Commander of the Night's Watch.
How do you know this?
That's what I'm saying. It tells you in this thing. And he met a girl with blue eyes on the Blu-ray. He met a girl with blue eyes and fell in love with her and bred with her, and he ended up becoming like it all. Yeah. So I'm gonna play this little clip.
Okay.
Of them.
So I gotta put on headphones for it?
No. It'll play through. Oh yeah, I forgot that. I don't need the headphones.
Okay.
Just have it there. Yeah, so it's interesting. What if he's like an early ancestor of somebody we know? Like, it doesn't say his name because they don't know his name. What if he's like a Stark, like one of the original Starks
one
or
of the
something?
first men? Yeah, it'd be nuts.
Yeah, wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not opening the clip. It was supposed to be up in
So
like
how
3
would
seconds.
he be? How would he be? Huh. This was in the stuff on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, this was in the stuff on the Blu-ray. They explain the story that I just told you, basically. I'm just going to copy it and go to...
Do you have the
Safari
visuals to
here.
it, too?
There is a visual to it, yes. I will show
So
you
you'll
that.
have to let me see that, yeah. But anyway, he's a cool character, man. And
Okay, so here's the segment.
Swords in the darkness. Aye. The Black Brothers of the Night's Watch are that, at least. As too many of the free folk know. You Southerners are strange. A man murders, and you train him to kill better. A man thieves or rapes, and you send him where it's dark and private. Well, at least you make him promise to be good. Well, then you make him regret even that. From the time he's woken to the time he's allowed to sleep, he walks the frozen wall, carries frozen stones, or boils frozen food. When he lies down at night, he can't have nobody to warm his frozen bed.
This is Egret.
Well, not unless the crows like to nest together. Do you think he remembers the stories they told him then? About when the White Walkers woke in the land of always winter, and how the Wall and the Night's Watch were raised to stop them the next time. Never mind trapping us on the other side.
I'm going to talk so it
We
doesn't
free
get
folk have our stories
copyright.
too.
okay,
About
right,
how
yeah.
one of your king crows found something cold in the woods with bright blue eyes.
That's who I'm talking about.
How he
We
brought her
see-
home through your wall and declared himself Night's King. 13 years he and his queen ruled over his brothers, making sacrifices as black as their cloaks. Lucky for you Southerners, the free folk rallied to a king beyond the wall, as we will when need be, and
Occasionally.
marched on the ancient castle he'd taken for his own, the Night Fort. With the help of the Starks,
That's where the
we killed
winter
the
never
demon and cleansed
never
your
ends.
The
precious
land
watch.
of
Always winter.
right.
And then they thanked us and kicked us back across the wall, as you always have. Gendel, Raymond Redbeard, the Horned Lord, each chosen as a king beyond the wall, each promising victory. And all falling to the Night's Watch and the Starks. But this time is different. Our new king knows your tricks. You called him a brother crow once, but you never forgot his wings. We know how you think. We know where you're weak. Watch for us from your wall if you like.
Yeah, I mean, the wildlings aren't a threat
With
at
the
this point,
cold.
obviously, but...
You won't even feel the blade slip into your back.
So the Night's King used to be a human and used to be the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. That gives us a timeline, sort of. I don't know how many Lord Commanders and how long each one is going for, but if they say they live out their life, or say they even live 20 years, 20 times almost 1,000, that's 20,000 years ago that this one existed, potentially. That the 13th Night's Watch,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, the
So he
Night's
was a
Watch
human.
is as old as...
But he's as old as the White Walker. Like, he became a White Walker,
Yeah.
and now he's the king of the White Walkers.
Right. But the
That's a
chick
very
with the
Jon
blue eye-
Snow
The
vibe.
chick with the blue eyes, bro.
Yeah.
I think we met her
That's
in
the-
episode 1.
Yeah.
The little chick with the curly hair.
Yeah.
I think that was her. That's
That's what
the
I'm
fucking...
saying. But she could be the one
Yeah.
to... I don't know. He could be rising up from nothing to being the king the same way that Jon Snow is making that same sort of a journey. So maybe he is a Stark. Just a thought. It's probably not true at all. But
Is that your theory for the week?
Yeah, that's my theory for the week. That maybe the Night's King is a family name that we know pretty well.
That's pretty good. I didn't catch. I got to
people.
watch that segment again, but I didn't catch them say that he was the 13th.
They didn't. Oh, in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there. Anyways, we'll be back next week to talk more Game of Thrones.
Did you have any questions? We have any questions?
Oh, fuck, we're out of time.
We're out of time?
Yeah, we're out of time.
Well, here, let me ask one then.
Quick.
Who's
next? Oh, yeah,
Who's next in line if Tommen goes?
Either the kid from Tristan and...
So the daughter, or the kid from that marriage, or the girl to start, because then it's just the youngest of the family. It depends if they try to reestablish the correct lineage of the throne, which is obviously not the case at the moment. But if we're going with their Baratheons... Right, that's what I'm going with. That's
it has to be her.
Who would be next in line, right?
I think she would be queen, or her firstborn son, because they merged the house with the Dorne family, with the
Martells.
The Martells. So the next king would be a Martell, potentially. Unless you got a better thought on it.
I'm talking if Tommen dies in the next episode.
No, I know. There would be I don't think it would even be a placeholder king. I think it would be, I don't know.
So then, like,
I think the queen would have to be.
Yeah, then it would be like his Uncle Kevin.
I don't, like I said,
Jaime.
I don't see it going backwards like that, like up generations. I don't know. It's an interesting question. Maybe we'll find out soon. Maybe we'll find out before the end of the season. I don't think Tommen is long for this world.
I don't think he is either.
No.
He's too weak.
And neither is our podcast.
Nope.
Talk to you next week.
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.